Yeah, peep the new setup. Loving what's going on at the moment. Ironic that it took until now to get all of this set up, but we're here, the last video of 24, because Daz, like school holidays, is going on a break. Now, not that long of a break, guys. It's only going to be a couple of weeks. I'm going to explain the reasons why. But again, most importantly, what's coming in 25 and why there's a bit of a change coming to the channel. So, the big news that I can finally drop. I don't like really keeping secrets all that much, but one this big has been tough, but one that I'm really looking forward to sharing, and that is that I am going to be a dad in late June of 2025, and it is overwhelming, such a joyous way, because, you know, I've always wanted to be a dad. I admired my dad growing up. Dad played footy and cricket. I played footy and cricket, and, you know, him and mum have been married for 32 years, so wanting to replicate that. They had the family. That's what I always wanted as well. So to be able to start that is just amazing. And I couldn't be happier than the girl that I'm doing it with. We've known each other since we were 13, and she's the best. She's already got a little boy from a previous relationship, so her second, my first, and this is just going to be the greatest thing ever. And what it's done over the last couple of months has really kicked in a lot of things from a perspective kind of way. So effectively, I know from just common sense, as well as, you know, having a chat and dissecting all of these things as you do, is that time is going to be a commodity that is not going to be as free as it could be. Now, it's not the most free thing, considering that I already live with a 4-year-old, but I know that now the more serious that I take this, the more streamlined and effective it is going to become. So that is why over the last couple of months that I've been saying things like, it's really bugging me that I couldn't use footage, and now that I can. The Shea Bolton video, the Josh Battle and Tom Barras video, the Collingwood video, all included footage that didn't get copyright struck or blocked. And that becomes a big thing for me, because I believe that my strength as a presenter and a content creator is in my ability to tell an entire story arc in a video. You think of like a mock draft, for example. Now, that arc is simply who gets picked and why, whereas that Shea Bolton video is effectively how good will Shea Bolton be at Freo. That's the question, the story, the implant, what you want to watch, hopefully. And for those of you that did, I really appreciate that. And then, of course, by the end of that video, we get to answer that question. So it's effectively the question, the why, and the answer. And that's kind of going to be the theme of the channel going forward, because they're the kind of videos that I've always wanted to do. I love doing draft stuff, and I will always do draft stuff, so that is coming. 100% that is not changing. But what is going to happen in 25 is that time is going to be of the essence, which means that the content process is going to change a little bit. Now, for the rest of the preseason, so from when I come back January to March, the structure is going to stay largely the same. It's still going to be a 2-video-a-week structure. Odds are that is going to be Monday, Thursday, or Friday. Wednesday videos are going to be no longer, for a couple of reasons. The first one is that as I get used to overlaying footage and hopefully upgrading graphics and doing all of these things that I'm going to do over the break, it's going to take a little bit longer early. And this is effectively going to be the last time for nearly ever that I am going to have this amount of time to make substantial change and substantial upgrades. So this period now is going to be key. So effectively, 2 videos in 3 days across the preseason is not going to happen anymore. And they are going to be the player, the team breakdowns. There's going to be some fun stuff in there as well. The Hall of Fame video, even though I've got my gripes with that video, I still think was a fun idea. Stuff like that will still be sprinkled in there. Even though that video hasn't really done well, part of that could be that it's December or you're just not interested. Either way, that's perfectly fine. It is never your fault for not watching a video is the way that I look at it. But this is serious, because this is what I love to do. And I do love my job. And it's the first job that I've ever had that I love, my actual day job as an educational trainer, as you can tell, a personal one. So it's kind of strange that this is becoming such a priority, considering that it's not like I have a shit job that I really want to get out of and make this, you know, a full-time thing. Would I love for this to be a full-time thing? Absolutely, I would. According to my calculations, I am about a 12th of the way there. So this effectively becomes now a growth incentive opportunity, the channel does, because I get to combine what I love and I get to make that extra money for my family. Those two things together as principles are things that I believe in very strongly. Now, I'm not a believer that I can just sit here or stand here, whatever, and just go, hey, I'm having a family. Help me. Is you guys still need to be getting value for your time, value for your attention, which is all we want in any entertainment product that we consume. I, as a creator, am in the customer service business. I, as an educational trainer, whether it's a responsible service of alcohol or white cut or something like that, I'm still in the customer service business. Friendships, relationships, life is about customer service. And my role as a customer service rep, as a footy content creator, is to give you things that you will enjoy. Now, personally, as someone that watches the most Daz Talks Footy footage, because I'm the only one that edits it, is over the last few months is I'm not really enjoying how videos are looking, and I'm loving the background at the moment. I understand that it's different, and look, it may not bother you in the slightest. Even when I've reacted to old videos and people have gone, Daz, it doesn't really matter what it looks like, it really matters to me. And it really matters to me is because it covers things that I'm not really good at. I am not an artistic person. My creativity comes from writing, talking, presenting. I can't draw, so things like thumbnails were awful early days, and even now there are things that I don't really like about my thumbnails, but I think over the last couple of months, my thumbnails have gotten better. My mock draft graphics upgraded, and look, I still want to do upgrades on graphics there. The video footage is just going to be as simple as making sure it's all cropped properly, so that's not too big of a deal, but those little upgrades there make me feel confident that you are going to be able to get the product that you want. So it's as simple as I need to do as much as I can as quickly as possible to deliver on something that I hope you enjoy. Because I know the second that I don't want to get better at something is when I'm going to stop doing it. It's why I stopped being a chef, because I had no desire to take it further. And mental health was in the shitter, but that's a whole nother problem. But the good news is that I do want to make this bigger and better. And back to the time thing. So when the season properly starts, it is going to look a little bit different. Instead of the Monday and Wednesday or Thursday format, and then everyone gets to enjoy their weekend, that's actually going to change, because with a baby on the way and with what I want to do with videos moving forward, my rule next year once the season starts is if I watch it, I'm making a video on it. Now, at best, there's probably going to be a scenario where I'm watching 4 to 5 games live before the baby comes, okay? And who knows what that's going to be afterwards, but even if it's less, if I watch it, I want to make a video out of it. So that's why a couple of really cool things will be coming in next year. I reacted to both of Hawthorn's finals games. They were really fun to do. I love the emotion behind them. So I'm going to be doing a Hawthorn reaction to every game I watch live. Now, last year, that was, I think, 20 out of 23, so that's going to be coming with a mock thumbnail there that personally I think is one of the best thumbnails that I've ever done, but that's what's coming in. I am a Hawthorn fan, and I am a footy fanatic. What else is coming is going to be, again, if I'm watching games, I will be doing shorter videos that are going to be reacting to those games. Now, it could be something like, for example, Roos Storm home, and if you're wondering why I picked North Melbourne for that particular thumbnail, number one, my missus is a North supporter, and it never hurts to have a couple of brownie points there. The second reason why that is so North fans forgive me for the Luke Davies Uniac hunt to the Hawks. So there you go. That's one for you. Shout out to Shadow Light, my man, for that. So absolutely we could go from there. So those things will be happening, some more game reactions. So effectively what I'm telling you is that weekend content is going to become prominent from March onwards. And I hope that you enjoy that. And I hope that is something that you can get your head around, because the long form midweek videos is going to go from 2 to 1, and that will probably be on a Tuesday. So usually it would be Sunday night, the round would finish. I would do my 60-second round review, and then I would spend effectively most of the Sunday night writing what I would record on the Monday after the little bloke, my partner's little bloke, goes to bed. And that's already robbing a lot of time. Now, luckily for me at my day job is that around 50% of the time that I'm working from home, so I can effectively spend Monday breaks writing and sourcing the footage on the Monday in order to upload on the Tuesday, as to not take away too much time from my family. There is a 4-year-old in my house, and a pregnant woman, that's the way it goes. And I'm actually really looking forward to doing that. I feel like the quality over quantity midweek is going to be really cool. Now, the topics that'll be covered, who knows? That'll be reactionary to the round as a whole and probably won't match the game reaction. So hypothetically, if say Collingwood were playing Geelong on a Thursday night and I did a game reaction video that came out the next day, Collingwood and Geelong probably aren't going to be the focus of that midweek video. Could that change? Absolutely, but that's the idea that I've got. However, those two ideas are not number one on my podium of excitement because I want to introduce you to the 2-minute drill. Now, for those of you that don't watch the NFL, the 2-minute drill effectively is the last 2 minutes of a half because the clock stops. Think of it as like time on, right? And that's called the 2-minute drill. How does that apply to footy content? Well, reacting to close games is something that I've wanted to do for a long time, and the AFL upload the last 2 minutes of a game, and being able to dissect that and figuring out what teams are doing right and wrong in clutch situations is going to be something that I can bring to the table. I've already had a mock go of doing this, and I think it comes out great, and in the fact that I'm already going to be improving the video quality, and I think I can take that and use it to really up the Daz Talks Footy brand. So that will be on its way as well. A couple of people have requested things like redrafts of particular seasons. I've actually got a redraft idea that is even more expansive than that, and that'll be something that I'll work on before I come back. I'm going to be doing my top 50 players in the AFL because I grew up with Mike Sheehan doing it. Riles Macca did his top 50 as well, which I'm not going to watch until after I film mine because I'm not a massive fan. If I am doing a similar topic of letting someone else's opinion shape mine in any way, that's no disrespect to Miles. I love him. I've collaborated with him and I think he's a star, but that's just the way that I operate, but I'll be doing that. I have a Fixing the AFL video where I'll take a couple of topics that I think are made to be really overcomplicated and dissecting those. I've got those written, so that's going to be awesome. I'm pumped for that as well. And effectively what is going to happen, guys, is that the channel is going to go from quite proactive in the preseason to quite reactive during. There could be some weekends where there are 4 videos that come out. The Tuesday video and say a Thursday reaction on the Friday, a Friday reaction on the Saturday, and a Saturday reaction on the Sunday. That could happen. But instead of maybe 2 or 3 20-minute videos, it might be one 20-minute video and the rest of them are like 8 or 9 minutes long. Because also what I understand is that time is of the essence, and I've probably rambled too much in this video, but this is going to be the last time that I want that to be a base principle for what's happening moving forward, because short, sharp, and succinct is an old inside joke with the quality control officer of Daz Talks Footy, Smithy, the first subscriber, and the man who I go to when I either get writer's block or I get frustrated. So Smithy, shout out to you, great man, and I appreciate your support throughout the entirety of the channel's growth. But I am really excited about the direction. Quality is going to take a precedent here, and if I do miss something live, it's not like I'm going to kick myself over it. But everything essentially from here on out becomes a balancing act and a time management thing, which I really haven't had to rely on elite time management skills since my hospitality days. So I'm pretty excited for that. I was a chef for 6 years and yeah, not fun, to be completely honest with you, but it is what it is. And I'm really looking forward to that balancing act. I'm not a guy that goes out and, drinks, parties. I don't do drugs or anything like that. So it doesn't really feel like socially things are going to be taken away from me with this new venture, which is going to be amazing. I'm so pumped to be a dad. But what I do know is that I cannot, will not, and absolutely refuse to sacrifice the time that should be given to people for the sake of the camera. And this break is going to be my way of going, how do I stop that from happening before it begins? Because I used to think that I had quite an addictive personality. If I found like a hobby in high school that I really enjoyed, it would become my personality for a long period of time. We're talking like things like card tricks, anime for a little bit. I don't really watch anime anymore, but like got into it for a section there and like binge stuff, and it kind of like burned me out from it. Like all of these different kinds of things, and that's not really what I want here. What I do know is that I have a really obsessive personality. And what I think the good part of that is is that it makes me care about the things that I obsess about. And I believe that footy is my life. And I know that I'm going to obsess over my family more. And I swear to God, if I keep talking about this, I'm going to cry. So we're going to try and avoid that. Not that there's anything wrong with men crying, but I want to get through this properly and in a way that hopefully you're enjoying. This isn't the most edited video. There's no real graphics, but I think you deserve to know sort of what's going on. And I want to end the video with the greatest of thank yous, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it justice or properly, that we've gone through 2,000 new subscribers this year, which has been unbelievable level of growth and something that I am extremely appreciative of. As I constantly joke about, I am an idiot talking into his phone, and people are enjoying that, which is amazing and something that still kind of messes with me a little bit, especially when videos do well of this doesn't make sense, but I love it and I appreciate it and I want to get better at it. Last year, I think the view count was just short of 135k. This year, it's nearly at 400,000. Which is nuts. Over 20,000 watch hours. And to say that I am blown away by that is just doesn't even begin to cover it, really. So this section of the video is for you. Thank you for letting me bring my footy opinions to the table and respecting them, even when you disagree. I really appreciate that you're able to go, this wasn't right, this is wrong, Jeremy McGovern belongs in the Hall of Fame because you forgot about him, Daz, and I absolutely did and deserve to be told about it, okay? But what I do know is that if you are a subscriber, I promise you your investment in that is going to be rewarded in a bigger way. That is my promise to you. And if you're not a subscriber yet, I know that I'm taking 2 weeks off, so this might seem hypocritical, but still click the subscribe button because more things are still going to be happening in the community tab. Quizzes, polls. I like hearing your guys' opinion about things and even giving mine, but there won't be videos or shorts for that time. Don't disappear anywhere. The first video when I come back is going to be absolutely epic, and I can't wait for it. I feel like I have rambled enough, guys, but that is what's coming in 25, and I can't wait for what I know is going to be the best year of my life after having the best year of my life so far. So thank you again. I should probably stop saying it, but I am so appreciative of every view, every person, every comment. Happy holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas. Merry Christmas if you do, and have a happy new year. Most importantly, look after yourselves, look after each other, spoil your loved ones. Okay, don't kill your family when you go over for Christmas lunch. Enjoy it. Wear your paper crowns when they come out of the bonbons. And I will see you in 2025. Crazy. Thank you again. Goodbye.